Namaste everyone, this is Bhuvan from Kosmi, Nepal. I'm here again with another awesome learn and grow session. As you know, we do this every week. And why do we do this? Because Kosmi is a platform focused on learning, growing and transforming. Today, we're going to be talking about NLP and reframing. We'll discuss some of the lessons I've learned from my own experience as a coach and my experience as a NLP practitioner. So let's get started. Reframing. What is reframing in NLP and how do we actually do it? Reframing is one of the most important and simple tools of NLP, and it can provide you with a better and positive outlook that can support your desired outcome better. And I know I could have, or at least I should have done this video much earlier because this is so important, right? But even if I'm late, I'm hoping this video will improve your understanding of NLP reframing. I'm at least doing this right now. I can help you learn, and the best time to learn is right now. So reframing, what does it mean and how do we actually use it? The thing to keep in mind is that all of us use reframing in our daily lives anyway, but mostly unconsciously. So this video is going to teach you an important skill that you probably already use, but maybe unconsciously, not consciously. How to use the skill of reframing effectively and intuitively so that it gives you the outlook that empowers you, not limit you. And when I said we've been using it unconsciously, I meant mostly in a very unresourceful way, or not in a very positive way, or we've been using it in a way that created an outlook that is not supportive of the outcome we truly desire. Reframing is a little more technical than this video is going to be able to cover, but for the sake of your value of time, I'm going to give you something valuable enough to take away from this short video, something you can use immediately. I'll try to keep this simple, really simple. Anytime in life you're feeling bad, powerless, angry or frustrated about something that someone has done, you can effectively use reframing. Let's say you're sitting on a bench at a park, right, enjoying your lunch, looking at some just kids running around, jumping around, just playing, having fun, and you're just enjoying or relaxing your lunchtime, right? A guy comes and he sits right next to you and lights up a cigarette. The smoke out of his cigarette is blowing towards you and you absolutely hate it. You find the smell disgusting and you're becoming irritated. However, you look at him and he seems completely indifferent. You think that he's inconsiderate. He continues smoking and staring into space, completely oblivious to the world around him, or oblivious to you. You know why he's doing this. He's doing this because he's self-centered, selfish, inconsiderate, and he doesn't care about anyone else but him. And maybe, just maybe, he's annoying you intentionally. But wait a second here. All of these thoughts you're having on that bench, or these thoughts that are causing you some kind of suffering, a little bit of irritation, frustration, or a tiny bit of anger, as this person next to you smokes his lungs away, are caused by your own thoughts. You are creating your own irritation. Also imagine what could the smoker be going through, to be sitting there smoking away all alone and all by himself. Every time you are affected by outside or external forces, or they influence you negatively to leave you feeling unresourceful, unworthy or small, it may be an appropriate time to reframe. When external events, facts or situations undesirably influence the way you feel, you can absolutely try reframing. So let me tell you a story. Well, this is not actually a story, but I'm only sharing my experience with you, which could be better than a story, right? So a couple of months ago, I was coaching a client who had temper issues. He would be having a normal conversation with a friend or a colleague, and he would suddenly lose his temper at the slightest hint of supposed insults. He was fast losing his friends at his work, and this was slowly affecting his personal life as well. So he thought maybe I could help him. He knew I was a coach. So he contacted me and said he would want to come and see me regarding his temper issues or his short temper. He wanted to see me so that he could get some control over his life, or to at least understand where his temper was coming from, or if he could manage them in some ways. His friends and colleagues were starting to be afraid of interacting with him. They were afraid of him losing temper over something really, really trivial. So they would just avoid him if possible, of course. So this was definitely affecting his personal life. This was definitely affecting his professional life. So after talking to him, I thought, okay, I'll have a chat with this guy, right? See where it takes us. I gave him an appointment to meet him the next day after work at 5:30 in a cafe. On that day, I was there on time. 5:25, I was at the cafe waiting for him, like always. And it's 5:45 and he still was not there. At 6 o'clock, he was not there, and I was seriously considering just leaving for home. I wanted to go back home as well instead of just wasting my time waiting for him, because I was starting to assume that he would just not show up, or he just got scared of a session with us, or he just stood me up. At 6, he still was not there, and I was considering leaving for home, assuming that he just stood me up, or probably he was just he felt weird about this session. But then I decided to give him another 15 minutes. At around 10 past 6, he comes rushing into the cafe looking annoyed and irate. He was clearly upset. He charged towards me looking very angry, and for a moment I felt quite nervous myself. He was swearing when he came and sat right in front of me. And he said, "This woman in my office, her name is Rita. That is why I'm late. And she made me lose my temper." He said, "I was about to leave the office and my boss asked me to come to her office. When I went in there, Rita was there too. My boss said that she was supposed to meet an important client to follow up about a product we sold them a few weeks ago. And the meeting was supposed to be right then, but my boss had something really urgent come up, so she couldn't make it, so she had to go. And she wanted me to do it on her behalf." I said okay to my boss, and I left her office, but I was fuming inside. I was really upset. I didn't want to go to this meeting because I had an appointment with you. And of course, I was thinking, Rita has so much of experience, maybe more experience than me, and she's been with the company for longer. My boss could have easily given that job to Rita, but she always keeps adding jobs for me. And I think it's because I'm too nice. She always takes advantage of me, and I get really upset. And that's what happened today. I got extra job that I really didn't have to, and I lost my temper. I didn't lose my temper in front of my boss, but once Rita got out of my boss's office, I lost my temper with her. Because I'm sure Rita has a role in it too. She knew I had an appointment with you, and she knew how important this was for me. And that is why I'm late. I said okay, and I just waited. But he continued. He said, "It almost feels like my boss does this on purpose. She did it last week as well. I had planned a dinner with my wife, and my boss at the end of the day, just when I was about to leave for home, gave me an urgent assignment. I was late, and my wife got upset, and she thinks I'm too nice, too weak, and that is why my boss has no respect towards me. And I think she's probably right." So as a coach, I kind of, took some time, and I asked him, did you actually tell your boss about your dinner plans? And he says, "Of course not. How could I? But I'm sure my boss does this on purpose. the sole purpose of my boss or her existence is to cause me suffering and pain. And I actually hate her. And today, he continues, today Rita must have told her that I had an appointment with you and this was really important, and that's probably why my boss gave me the extra task, just to make me late. And I was sitting there in front of him. I was awestruck. This was completely fascinating for me. There could have been hundreds of reasons why his boss would have given him the assignments, and he may never actually know the real reason. However, he has chosen to create this story in his mind. This story that would probably make anyone lose their temper. He has imagined that C keeps giving him additional tasks because he is too nice and C does not respect him. This guy was obviously furious and he was right there in front of me. But I thought, okay, at least I have something to work with, right? Let's start working with this first. So I offered him a glass of water and ordered him some coffee. I started building some rapport with him, and after about 10 minutes, he looked a little bit more chilled and relaxed. So I asked him, tell me a little bit about your short temper issues. How does this affect you? He told me that it affects him in a lot of different ways, both professionally and personally. He went in details about his relationships with his colleagues, his boss, and his family members, and how this issue was affecting all areas of his life. I asked again, so tell me more about the issue you had at the office today with your boss. And he said, do you want to know about my boss again? And I said, yes, again, I want to know about your boss. And he said, look, Bowen, my boss could have given this assignment to Rita. Rita has more experience than me. But she keeps giving me extra work. My other colleagues usually hardly do any work at the office. And my boss keeps piling on all the work on me. She's aware of the fact that others hardly work, and she still does this. She thinks I'm weak and does not respect me at all. She's afraid of delegating jobs to my other colleagues and Rita. I said, wait a minute here. What do you know for sure? What do you know as facts? He said, facts? Well, I know that she does not respect me. I know that she gives me loads of work because I'm nice, because I do those work. I said, okay, what else could be true? Now, this question, what else could be true, is an absolutely powerful question. This question forces you to self-reflect and look for other possible answers, look for other possibilities. So when I asked him what else could be true, he seemed confused for a bit, maybe even a bit angry. He said, what do you mean? She does not like me. She thinks I'm a nice guy and she can walk all over me. That's what it means. I asked him again, what else could be true? He seems to be getting even more annoyed now. And he said, she could have given this assignment to Rita, but she did not. Why not? Because she cares about Rita, she does not care about me. I told him, please do not take me wrong. And I'm not trying to irritate you in any way, but what else could be true? And he was kind of losing it. He says, oh my God, can you give me a freaking break? He takes a long deep breath and he looked down to his right. There was a moment of complete silence while he did some kind of self-reflection. He was controlling his temper, of course, but also self-reflecting a little bit. And after a while, a little bit of an uncomfortable silence. Then he looked up and told me maybe my boss thought Rita would not be able to do it, or Rita would not do it on time. I asked him what else. He says, had she given this assignment to my other colleagues, maybe they would not have done it properly or on time either. I asked him, what do you mean? He said, I think she gave me that task because she knew I would get it done. I would do it responsibly and effectively. I asked him, what does that mean? He said, I think she trusts me. She depends on me. Then I asked him how he is with this situation now, this situation of having lost his temper at office today. And with a bit of confusion still on his face, he said, I feel light. I feel like I just discovered a new door, maybe a new window. And he says, wow, I never realized this, but I think he may actually trust me. He slowly started smiling. There were no traces of any negative emotions on his face. Right? This is reframing. Here you have to keep in mind that when this guy created a story that his boss did not respect him, it was not a fact. When he created a story in his mind that he trusts him, it may not have been a fact either. Both of these are examples of reframing. When he created a story about his boss not respecting him, it was reframing. When he created a story about his boss trusting him, it was reframing. So why create reframing that makes you sad, angry, irritated, or frustrated? Why not create something that empowers you? Also keep in mind that that powerful question we talked about that helps you reframe. That question is, what else could be true? Or you could use, what else could it mean? You remember the smoker on that picnic bench? What would happen if you realized that guy who was smoking his lungs away had just lost his job, or he had just went through a breakup or a divorce? That is possible, right? So why make the worst assumption possible, like he's inconsiderate or he's doing it intentionally or on purpose, and be really frustrated about it? Create the story that actually empowers you, makes you feel better, makes you feel more positive. Next time you face a situation like this, you have this powerful question you can use. What else could be true? If your answer does not make you feel better, try asking it again and again and again until it does. And for some reason, if it does not make you feel better at all, maybe you should consider asking other questions. But you can reframe those situations. Or you could just simply ask the other person, right? That guy could have asked his boss, do you respect me? This is how I feel. You could do that as well. But you have to remember, most stories we create in our heads are not necessarily true. Create the ones that make your life beautiful. So this is it, friends. We're at the end of the sessions. If you have suggestions, drop us a line at coachmenepal@gmail.com or info@coachmenepal.com. If you have feedback, do not hesitate to share them with us on comments, or just mail them to us, or you can DM us on our Facebook page. We'll be coming with a lot more free sessions like this in the coming weeks, and also some sessions that are not that free, and simply because these sessions are awesome sessions and they need a lot of work from us, so we cannot always offer them for free. And also, please like and subscribe our channel, because we love you and we really do. As you know, our goal is to reach and take these learnings to children in remote areas of Nepal who have no access to these kind of learnings, of course at no cost. We're targeting to reach 2 million children, so your support will go a long way. We'll also have a lot of programs coming in the next few months, and we'll be announcing it through our Facebook page and through sessions like these. Until then, stay safe, love yourself, love the people around you, be kind to them, because kindness is the answer to everything, and stay positive. Not that way.